All right, I feel like I have to do a video about this because this is just too. This is too crazy. Whether it's a made up story to cover up a much crazier story, or it's a real story, I got to do a video on this. This is too crazy. So apparently, this guy he broke in. Somehow he got into the Pelosi's home, their mansion or wherever, whatever type of fancy place they live in San Francisco. One of the most expensive places in probably the world to live, at the very least in the country. Um, so apparently they broke in, and Paul Pelosi, the husband of the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, one of the most hated people in America, most likely, Nancy Pelosi, was attacked with a hammer at the couple's home in San Francisco. Early Friday morning, this morning, law enforcement told CNN. A assailant who attacked him was searching for the Speaker of the House, according to a source briefed on the attack. So, word on the street is this man and Paul Pelosi may have had some relations before this attack. It's word on the street. If it's true, you heard it here first. If it's not true, well, most of the shit on here is probably not true anyways. It's CNN. The intruder confronted the speaker's husband in their San Francisco home, shouting, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Right. That seems a little bit far-fetched. See, this guy was on some of that Hyde Ashbury. He's on some good drugs. Or, this is just a little hard to believe. The man who, this guy jumped in here like the Joker. talking about where's Nancy? The man who assaulted Paul Pelosi tried to tie him up until Nancy got home, according to two sources familiar with the situation. The only sources could have been the two people there, right? When the police arrived, the assailant was saying he was waiting for Nancy. Yo. If this is true, this guy is going down as one of the top G's of crime. I'm not gonna lie. He got to one of the people that a lot of people want to get to. It's like getting to Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's like breaking into Tekashi 6ix9ine's house if you're a gangbanger and like someone that everyone is apparently trying to get to, right? Pelosi, 82, was taken to a hospital and underwent a successful surgery to repair a skull fracture. So now the skull fracture, that definitely lines up with getting attacked by a hammer. Skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands. Yeah. You get attacked by a hammer, that sounds about right. Drew Hamill, spokesman for Nancy Pelosi, said in a statement early Friday evening, the statement that said that doctors expect he will make a full recovery from a skull fracture and serious injuries. Dang. He's 82. That's a tough age to go through that type of assault. I'm not gonna lie. All I know is that now I have to look up after this. I gotta look at what's going on with the whole, you know how it came out that the Pelosi's around the time of COVID were like investing crazy before the lockdowns in like either like masks or some type of medical products that was gonna see like a crazy profit. Like they had some crazy investment, I remember. And I'm not saying that but this guy deserves this by any means. But all I'm saying is, you can. I'm trying to draw a motive here. Oh, this is the drunk driver husband too? So this guy just be getting all that info from Nancy and just buying crazy stocks. bought 20,000 shares in NVIDIA days before a congressional vote that could hand them $52 billion. No correlation, right? Wait, he killed his brother in a car crash? And he was arrested for drunk driving? Dang. All right. Let's finish up the story. Haven't determined the motive for the attack. I could think of a few motives, just off the top of my head. To be honest with you. 911 call.
1 in 4 Americans has a disability.
Oh, damn, what's wrong with your face?
I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on. Easter Seals. Easter Seals Southern California is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals.
Details about how police got word that something was happening.
Goddamn spin on the shit.
So this starts to unfold at some point in the early morning hours when the defendant who's charged here gets in the house and encounters Mr. Pelosi. And Mr. Pelosi can tell this guy's unhinged, this is going bad. So somehow he gets on his cell phone and dials 911 surreptitiously, and he leaves that line open. It may be in his pocket, maybe on the table. But at that point, Heather Grimes, an emergency dispatcher at San Francisco Police, this happens all the time. You get a call, there's no voice on the other end of it. Hello, hello, 911, what's your emergency? And sometimes you disconnect. But she's sensing something. There's a conversation going on in the background. She's sensing something isn't right. So she listens in, turns up the volume. And Paul Pelosi is basically trying to tell her in code what's going on. Why are you here? What are you going to do to me? I mean, you can imagine how he's trying to not let the attacker know.
Yo, we need to hear that audio, that police call. Like, that needs to get released ASAP.
So that 911 is listening, but he gives enough information. So she puts out a priority A wellness call. A wellness call is very common. I haven't heard from my Aunt Sally in a week. Could you go check on the house? This is something's going on right now that's not right in the house. So they go code 3, and Kobe Willens, the first officer, his partner Kyle, come through the door. And Pelosi apparently is still trying to keep this down by playing off, as the police come in, what's going on. Then he goes to, grab the hammer, and our 6'2", 250-pound assailant hits him in the head as the officer.
Damn, 6'2", 250 is kind of crazy, no lie. Like, that's a big boy.
Officers are crossing the room.
It's a very thick boy.
All of this is on body camera, and, eventually in some criminal proceeding may come out.
Damn, they got the body cam footage too? They got the body cam footage too? You gotta see that. The audio, man. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. think I might have to break down by the end of this shit, like why I feel that Elon Musk is kind of, I don't know how to put it. I kind of feel like Elon Musk is full of shit in certain ways. Other ways, I feel like he's genuinely a good dude. All right. So, anyways, toxic shockwaves. Like, this is the type of shit that I feel like AOC wish happened to her, just so she could like play that sympathy card. Like, I feel like AOC, this happens to her in her mind when someone like walks by her and like doesn't look at her. But this is the type of real shit that politicians wish would happen to them so they could drum up that sympathy for that next election cycle. And the only reason why I don't think this is all completely cap is that the police are involved, and to get officers to, to get police to lie about testimony and body cam footage, it's a bit much to fake. But I definitely think that I have a hunch that this gentleman and Paul Pelosi may have had some type of, working relationship in whatever capacity that may be. Now that's just me speculating. But regardless, this is crazy. A politician got touched today. A politician's family got touched. Yo, whoever did this is like, he's got to be a hood legend, man. He's got to be a hood legend. They got to make some songs about this nigga. All right, this nigga smoking on Pelosi. This nigga smoking on a Pelosi pack, bro. Single handed, he went in there solo dolo. Like, damn. Nancy Pelosi was able to speak to her husband after the attack before he was taken into surgery, according to a source familiar with the matter. That conversation went like, hey, you good? All right, then. I'm going to see you back at the crib then. All right. Ain't no I love you or nothing, bro. Just keep it pushing. She's waiting. She probably. Nah, I'm not gonna say something foul. I'm not gonna say something foul, but hey, if you seen that video of Nancy Pelosi with her eye flipping like a slot machine casino, that's all I need to see. Like, no sympathy from me. The speaker and her family are thankful for the outpouring of support from friends, constituents, and people around the country. I actually called Nancy Pelosi and told her she was bugging. And of course that bitch shouldn't pick up. This was back probably, I don't remember what I called her, years ago. The Pelosi family is immensely grateful to Mr. Pelosi's entire medical team. All right, we're pretty much wrapping up this story. He got clapped. He got touched. I mean, it's a fractured skull with a hammer. Yeah, at 82, that definitely could have been a death sentence for sure. How's your food, babe? What you get?
Some Italian sausage with onions and a potato salad.
So yeah, 82, a blow to the head with a hammer. He's definitely lucky those police showed up. Whoever did that. Once his name comes out and all his information, he 100% is going to be a hood legend. I do not condone violence, but at the same time, the reality is that the media and hip hop culture does at this time definitely like glorify violence. So you know, he's always going to be a legend on the streets, whoever did that, man. Especially because a lot of people really do not like the Pelosi's for various reasons. And I already know that they will definitely celebrate this man. I am curious to know what his motive was and more about him, to be honest with you. A documentary is warranted. The man who successfully got into a politician's house and not clapped him, but touched him. And lived to tell the tale. And if this is really true about him saying he was waiting for Nancy Pelosi and was trying to tie him up, like this guy deserves a documentary at the very least. If they give Jeffrey Dahmer a documentary, give this nigga an episode or something. Okay. 42-year-old David DePape. The suspect pulled a hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it. Oh, shit. So Paul picked up the hammer first. And this guy was like, yo, what the fuck you gonna do with that hammer, boy? He disarmed him. And he beat his ass with that hammer. He beat him nearly to death. Damn. Our officers immediately tackled the suspect, disarmed him, took him into custody, requested emergency backup, and rendered medical aid. Yo, shout out to whoever the officers was, because I'm surprised they didn't just shoot him. Like, I'm really surprised they didn't just clap him. Right, babe? What? Especially if he was a black guy. The cops didn't just shoot him, they tackled him.
Oh, that's the story?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I guess that is right.
I mean, this is the official narrative here. This is the mainstream narrative. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go see what the alternative stories may have been, but this is what the police are saying. Mm. We know police lie all the time, but this is what they were saying. Can you please close the door? So apparently he called the police and was like talking in code so they could hear him and send police to come to where he was. And that's how he knew. The struggle with Pelosi was captured on police body cam as police came to the door to intervene. Yeah, we got to see that body cam footage. That's going to be legendary. That body cam footage is public record. And that is legendary footage. Is there any other footage of a politician like getting like the beats? Do you know, babe? I mean, there's George Bush ducking from the shoe, right? Mm-hmm. But is there any other footage of like a politician like actually getting assaulted? This video is going to be legendary. Yeah, that guy had shitty aim. You're way too close to be missing like that, bro. You don't need to be throwing that. The first one was okay. You don't need to be throwing that hard, bro. He should have been throwing like he's trying to hit the mic. But I'm not going to lie. George Bush, he got some. That was a good duck. Even though I don't like you, you work criminal ass. That was a good duck. He made him work a little bit. Yo, I might need to clip this for like some other purposes. Look at this. After he got the second one, he smiled a little bit. He's like, yeah, get his ass. Look, George Bush is like, I'm okay, get him. Hey, that guy's a legend too. And whatever country he's in, I'm sure his family is well taken care of. That second one was just like, he was going right for the head, you could tell. Man, that's such a good video, I'm not gonna lie. That's like such a timeless video right there. This body cam footage might even top that, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes out. If it comes out, because the Pelosi's are gonna do everything in their power to never see the light of day for the next 30 years. Hopefully they Freedom of Information Act that, and we get that footage within the next 2 weeks. And also that police phone call. The FBI and the police are going into a joint investigation to cover up how he really got into the house. Yeah, I'm sure the door was just unlocked and he just walked right in. Okay, that's pretty much all that we need to see here. Is there a more salacious story to this? What did Marjorie Taylor Greene say? Violence and crime are rampant in Joe Biden's America. It shouldn't happen to Paul Pelosi. It shouldn't happen to innocent Americans. It shouldn't happen to me. Yeah, it shouldn't happen to anyone. But I definitely think some people are a little more deserving than others. Okay, let's see that spice, John. I'm going to say I couldn't care less what happens to Paul Pelosi. He and his wife are evil motherfuckers who have raped and pillaged his nation to give themselves a 9-figure net worth with complete disregard of what happens to Americans. That's a goddamn fact. That is a goddamn fact. And that's pretty much my sentiment exactly. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but that's my initial thoughts. You know, just like when George Bush got that shoe thrown at him, you really feel bad for George Bush in that situation? Do you, baby?
What was that?
So do you feel bad for them in this situation?
What, the Pelosi?
Mm-hmm.
No, baby. In fact, I can't wait till you get to that dang video about them saying it's possibly a prostitute because it makes it even juicier. Like, I think it's entertaining. Entertaining on a Friday.
Okay, let me look that up. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a comedy channel. I am not news. This is hyperbole. Nothing I say has any value. You should not accept my opinion as fact, nor should you even consider my opinion when forming your own opinion. Do not try this at home. If I do not mention these things, this channel gets removed. Now, we're going to let the room fill up because this is a very important subject brought to us by a very important person who you might remember busted a pedo.
All right, so let's get into the truth, shall we? Find out the truth about the situation.
And he is in prison and probably won't live another year. Let's get started.
How's your food, babe?
If you want some, it's on the stove.
People can't wrap their head around how UFOs defy gravity. How does a UFO change direction at the drop of a dime? The answer is very, very simple. The spacecraft never pivots or turns. Only the pilot does. And whatever direction the pilot is facing is the direction that the UFO is headed. There is no front or back. That's what creates the mind-boggling turns and swoops of a UFO. Now, this technology has been recovered and reproduced by the United States government as early as the 1940s.
Of course it has. We knew they had this technology at the end of World War II. That's what the scientists in Germany were doing. That then they took over here in Operation Paperclip. They took all the scientists and engineers from Nazi Germany and they moved them to NASA. And they moved them within America. Operation Paperclip. They already had electromagnetic anti-gravity technology back then. We still don't use it today because it would completely overthrow the fossil fuel and oil industry.
Matter of fact, we're probably on generation 7 of the TR-3B Black Manta. In the very near future, the United States and the world will be subject to a fake UFO scare, something that was on the level of 9/11. This UFO scare is created by man, most likely holograms and drones of any size, and is intended to scare the world into a one-world government, where Klaus Schwab pulls digital dollars out of his ass and distributes them to us, the minion slaves. Take care and beware. Ladies and gentlemen,
Somebody commented they were just practicing their MC Hammer routine and it got a little squirrely. All right, stop. Hammer time. Yo, that's a W comment. That is a funny ass comment. That shit is funny. So let me test this shit. All right, let's get back to it.
Present to you what do they say in court when they present evidence? Well, that's not evidence because that's not Paul Pelosi's car. But ladies and gentlemen, a viewer by the name of Piglet, who is probably about 5'2".
Yeah, the story of him being a male prostitute is just way better. And it goes back to what Charlemagne always says about, no one cares about the truth. The lie's more entertaining. Nobody cares about the truth. The lie's more entertaining. Yeah. You heard me? You heard me? And that's more entertaining, and that's the story I'm going to run with. But who knows, right? Only Paul and this gentleman really know the truth. I want to hear his story, though. I want to hear his story.
£98 soaking wet, busted a pedo who had two 5-6-year-old girls that he does not know. One didn't even speak English, in his living room. And she was the only one who intervened in getting those kids out of the living room. Well, she has brought it to my attention that the man in the house was a male prostitute. That the only way he was to be able to get into that house without explosives would be to come in with Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul
That's my point. There's no way this fucking millionaire ass, most hated goddamn politician in the face of the country has just some type of shit where you just can walk in through their front door and you're in the house. What? Does that make any sense to you, baby? There's no way in the world that the most like millionaire politician, Nancy Pelosi, who has a fridge is like $300,000. You just walk into her house and there's no security. There's no alarms go off. No nothing. There's no security, no gate, no. You just, come on. That's the most unbelievable shit I've ever heard. I mean, even I got a little security thing in my house and I live in a good. Y'all can't afford a ring, nothing? Y'all niggas ain't got ADT? I'm the type. No, this is one of those things where it's like this is a rare occurrence for a politician to actually get touched. So gotta live it up. One in Rome. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You could just walk into their house.
Pelosi
It's empty.
lived his golden years, or his, should I say, the pinnacle of his existence was in San Francisco, 1960s, 1970s. And I am putting 100% of fortified investment in the fact that Paul Pelosi was getting the crap fucked out of him by a male prostitute and then decided not to pay or have a paid dispute. And
Oh shit. That's the story.
Fact,
You heard it here first, people. We're running with the streets, all right? Paul Pelosi was getting them cheeks clapped. Allegedly. That's the story. That's what I'm hearing on the streets. Paul Pelosi got touched. Paul Pelosi got touched. Paul Pelosi, was he getting them cheeks clapped? And something went awry? Is that what happened? Is that the word on the streets? Let's continue.
that Paul Pelosi was getting the crap fucked out of him by a male Paul Pelosi was getting the crap fucked out of him by a male prostitute and then decided not to pay or have a paid dispute. The odds of drugs being involved are astrofucking-nomical. Ladies and gentlemen, I assure you that when this whole thing is over, we will learn that the man in the house was there to ram it up Paul Pelosi's backside like a bitch.
Yo. What's your immediate reaction to that, baby?
Oh, baby, I was already telling you about this story, so, I could just think it's entertaining.
You think it's just entertaining? Okay.
And also, I think it's plausible. I think it makes more sense than what the mainstream narrative is saying.
I think that this makes more sense than the mainstream narrative that this gentleman, as I said, had a working relationship, quote unquote, with Paul Pelosi, and that's why they were in the room together, apparently. So, only time will tell, I guess. Only time will tell.
Sorry for the rough language. We're talking about man-on-man sex. And there's no way to walk around that. Because as George Papai says from Star Trek, George, the Asian dude, that anal sex is a young man's game. And Paul found out the hard way. Peace and love worldwide. Live your life before your life lives you. And keep on smiling. Joe Buck. Nailed it, Red. Hell yeah! I gave it to him. This is the Truth Channel, ladies and gentlemen. And Piglet knows her shit. All right? She has she makes the best gosh darn turkey and egg salad sandwich that you ever had in your life. Who the hell ever heard of an egg salad?
All right. We've heard his theory. Interesting. We're gonna keep it moving. Was he arrested for child porn? Prawn. So this guy is the one who had a DUI and did he kill somebody?
Yeah, I remember that DUI, did he?
I think he killed someone in the DUI, right? No, he got into a car accident with some guy at one point. That's what I just want to know, how much validity. Someone said it appears a male prostitute was at Paul Pelosi's home while Nancy was away. Makes the most sense to me. Yeah, I just don't believe that the security system failed them. I don't believe that. It makes more sense that he got in a way because he knew Paul and they had some business together. So anyways, Paul Pelosi got touched. That's what happened this Friday. He got touched in more ways than one. He probably got touched as a child. Probably got touched this morning. And then he got the brakes beat off him with a hammer. Apparently at the same time that the police were arriving, and the same time that he just had picked up the hammer to try to defend himself. So it was all very interesting timing. This is all leading up to them midterms. Interesting timing. Oh, we got to see this die suddenly trend. I need to know what's up with this die suddenly trend. We know, nigga. Someone put Joe Biden to not win the 2020 election. Yeah, we know, nigga. So I can finally speak the truth on Twitter. Joe Biden did not win. Yeah, nigga, we know, nigga. Damn, it's like everyone's like starting to talk wild now. Elon took over Twitter, nigga. People starting to talk wild. Someone just put out "man cannot give birth." Like, why is this so like radical now to just say common sense shit? These guys just got released from Twitter. Good, nigga. You've been living the good life for too long, nigga. Go get a real job, nigga. Get your ass out in them streets. Get a real fucking job. What the fuck? Yo, we gotta start talking about this whole Elon Musk Twitter takeover, because I think this can potentially be the beginning of the end of big tech.
Thank you, Saya.
Mm-hmm.
I just require a lighter and a book. Thank you.
This could be the beginning of the end for big tech. And that's a very curious proposition. The idea that big tech can be no longer. All right. But also, I don't know what the hell is up with this, with Twitter's algorithm. But I am curious what Elon is doing with the algorithms. Twitter will be forming a content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints. Get some niggas on there who, you know, actually like think Donald Trump won and, you know, like understand like how corrupt all this shit is. No major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. Damn, a shit ton of accounts got banned for just saying Donald Trump won the election. That's really what's the main purge. That was the main purge. That, and for saying that the COVID vaccine's probably gonna kill your ass. Okay. I want to see all the theories about this Paul Pelosi before we move on. Paul Pelosi was assaulted by a prostitute in his home after a drugs and sex binge gone wrong. Yep. This Twitter right here is facts. I just read Paul Pelosi's attacker is a male prostitute. Oh, what a coincidence. No wonder media keeps it so mysterious. How often does such a hated individual as Nancy's home get broken into when there happens to be no guards around? There just happened to be no guards around when he gets his shit broken into, really? Does that make sense to anybody? Alright, what if Paul Pelosi picked a major prostitute and the guy attacked him? Yes. Yo, who was in the car with him when he got his DUI? They never revealed that. Paul Pelosi caught with the male prostitute wouldn't be the first time for a Democrat. I'm sure Republicans. Wait, Mike Pence. We know Mike Pence was. You know that Mike Pence was on some homosexual stuff as well, if I'm not mistaken. We know it's on both sides. Yeah, so then of course the media's gonna cover the shit up. Especially when you got a politician. But if this guy was a male prostitute, the writing is pretty much on the wall. Because this guy was like, he was 42, 48. So it's like, how often you gonna get a 48-year-old guy who's that enraged enough to break into a politician's house and then not to kill them? They don't have any guns. They attacked them with the hammer that they found there. What else did he have on him? Exactly. That's what they don't want to talk. That's what they don't want to tell us. Looks like it could quite possibly probably be a prostitute situation.
Yeah. Okay. Is it okay to say any of that stuff? No.
The cover up begins.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So, but we kind of have a working knowledge of who this guy may be. Hang on one second. Let me go see what they've got over here. I'll call you back. Bye.
And the cover up begins.
Okay. So.
Wait. So did he break in for sure? This is the guy, David DePape. This guy's got a story to tell. That's all I know. This motherfucker's got a story to tell. And I can't wait to hear that shit. I mean, either way, that's a crazy story. This is like a masterful troll treat right here. This vile, out of control MAGA rhetoric left Paul Pelosi with no choice but to seek the comfort of a male prostitute. With Musk allowing hate on Twitter, violence against Democrats by their gay escorts will only get worse. Yeah, that's a crazy tweet. That is a crazy tweet. That is a crazy tweet. Paul Pelosi learned the hard way. You don't sit your gay prostitute on the bill. That just sounds a little crazy. Because you know they got the money, so I don't think it was that. But who knows, man? Only David knows. Only David knows. I feel like I'm seeing most of the viewpoints of people who are like on the right, though. Can you do them in the other room, please? I'm streaming. You want to take another hit?
Heck yeah.
Here you go, babe. So all the theory. What the hell is this? Yo, this is crazy. Yo, all right, this might be like TOS. Like, yo, you gotta be careful when you're scrolling on Twitter. Like, yo, that's crazy. Was he in it? Like, all right, we need. That's why we got to see the body cam footage. Like, was this guy like butt naked? Like, was he fully clothed? Like, we need some basic elements of the story. All right, let me look at what other people. Let me wrap up this subject here, because this is. Yeah, we already going 50 minutes talking about this nigga. These check marks is like, y'all niggas. I don't even know if y'all niggas really think this way. Y'all niggas just be talking to goddamn like a vacuum at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. My firm served a lawsuit against Paul Pelosi one time in San Francisco after attempting to serve at other residences. They weren't home, but staff were, and multiple law enforcement officers were on the perimeter. Break-in is odd given this level of security. Yeah, break-in is odd, nigga. A break-in is odd that they broke into your home, you say. Very interesting. Very interesting. You say they break in. Very interesting. What was he wearing? Yo, we've been to many social events in the immediate vicinity. There are security cameras everywhere. Yeah, let's see the security footage. Many homes have private security. Whatever happened, law enforcement should have plenty of evidence to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, we got to get to the bottom of this shit. We got to find out how the nigga really got in. Was he let in or that nigga break in for real? This bitch is on the case. The level of security for most people in San Francisco is at an all-time low in the 20 years that I've lived there, even in the wealthy neighborhoods. Yeah, no, we need the full clarity out this story. Something's fishy. Inside job? Yeah, where's security cameras? Okay, what's good with that footage? What's good with that footage? Oh, window was smashed? Yeah, it's a little bit too much speculation. Yeah, what the hell really happened here? Alright, we're going to move on to Yay.